2. Jiraiya #039, S instructions. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Woo, how do you feel about Uzumaki Naruto? A figure appeared instantly. He has long white hair, wears red and brown clothes, and the word, oil, is engraved on the forehead protector on his head, one of the legendary Sannin, Jiraiya. Yagyu Satoru looked at Uzumaki Naruto in the distance, and smiled slightly. You are a very sunny boy. If I were Naruto, I might destroy the village. He knew that Uzumaki Naruto had been bullied since he was a child. He was rejected by the villagers, brainwashed by the third generation, and monitored by Danzo. Is this something a child should go through? If he is Uzumaki Naruto, he must be blackened. If that's the case, even if it's a life for another life, I will stop you. Jiraiya patted Yagyu Satoru's shoulder and laughed heartily. It seems to be a joke, but in fact it is very serious. The fourth generation couple expect that the people in the village will regard Naruto as the hero who sacrificed his life to seal the nine tails. Yagyu Satoru took out a lollipop and put it in his mouth. No lower limit is very brain intensive, so sugar needs to be added. What is the truth? Those old stubborn people in the upper echelon have always wanted to cultivate Naruto into a humanoid weapon to fight for the village. Naruto has been oppressed since he was a child and is regarded as an evil fox, but there were only a few people present when the nine tails were sealed. It's time for questions. Why does the whole village know Uzumaki Naruto as Nine Tails Jinchuriki? Yagyu Satoru pointed at Jiraiya with a lollipop. Jiraiya was silent. That's right, it's the one you're thinking of. Yagyu Satoru put his finger on Jiraiya's heart while hanging the lollipop. This is the news spread by the third generation. When everyone hates the vortex Naruto, the will of fire in the mouth of the third generation will become the only salvation. The will of fire has a very good starting point, to unite all those who hate each other, but, the extreme will lead to the opposite. Yagyu Satoru smiled lightly. The old guys at the top have put the cart before the horse. Of course, these things have nothing to do with me, but... After a slight pause, Yagyu Satoru smiled cruelly and dangerously, and said in a deep voice, if it affects Tsunade, I will destroy the village. Tsunade is his adoptive mother and the person he respects the most. Scary boy, I can't chase Tsunade without you. Recently, I changed my target and fell in love with a beautiful woman in Longren village. Jiraiya scratched her head and laughed heartily. Jiraiya is heartless on the surface, but in fact she understands it very well. If Tsunade is in danger, then Yagyu Satoru will definitely make a move. Don't look at Yagyu Satoru's usual frivolous and playful attitude, but this kid is actually very dangerous. Is it big? Yagyu Satoru asked. It's huge, Jiraiya said. How big is it? Yagyu Satoru was curious. The front is so big, the back is so big, and it's only 800 yuan a time, which is amazing. Jiraiya gestured with her hands. Jiraiya patted his chest and promised, I'll take you to taste it when I have a chance, big sisters of Longren village. It's okay not to be discovered by Shao Gang. Yagyu Satoru recalled the first time he went to drink Huajiao when he was just an adult. After returning home, she was chased and beaten by Tsunade from early morning to early morning. Tsunade tore down the entire Oiran street. Hiss, it's scary to think about it. I'm relieved to have you here. I'll be away for a while. I recently discovered the whereabouts of Uchiha Itachi. He seems to have joined a mysterious organization. Jiraiya said. Jiraiya said seriously, the inheritance of the Minato couple will be handed over to you. Go at ease, I will take care of Tsuna. Yagyu Satoru waved his hand. The reason why he likes older women is because he was raised by Tsunade since childhood. You madman, you didn't ask you to take care of Tsunade, you were asked to take care of Naruto, and I just went to investigate. How can I say that I'm going to die? The corner of Jiraiya's mouth touched slightly. I leave this to you, I'll go first. After Jiraiya finished speaking, a momentary body disappeared out of thin air. If it's too troublesome, I'll strike immediately. Yagyu Satoru stretched his waist, took out the kissing heaven and watched, very pornographic and violent, worth watching. He said that the strike is true, and if things are too troublesome, he will strike immediately, and then leave the village to travel to Tsunade's countries. Early morning, the sun broke through the morning mist and poured on the earth. Today, the newcomer genin in the whole village is very happy. Everyone is full of anticipation, very excited, because today is their first day as a genin, of course, except for the 7th class. I'm going to starve to death, so sleepy, so hungry, I want to go home and eat instant noodles. Uzumaki Naruto lay on the ground, surging like a loach. His eyes were white and his skin was haggard, and he looked very embarrassed. He arrived at 7:15, 15 minutes late. He was still in a hurry, afraid of missing something because he was late, and afraid of being stripped of his genin status, but he never expected that he was already 15 minutes late, and he didn't even notice the shadow of Yagyu Satoru when he arrived. Yagyu Satoru was late on the first day as the teacher of Class 7. Uchiha Sasuke sat on the ground with his back against the tree trunk, posing in a cool pose, and snorted coldly, what can someone who is late on the first day teach me? Don't say that, Mr. Lu Xing may have encountered some troubles, we will wait for a while. Haruno Sakura forced a smile. She had already scolded Yagyu Satoru in her heart. It's already 7:30. What the hell is this Yagyu Satoru doing? I didn't eat a bite of food from last night to morning, and I was almost starving to death. Haruno Sakura took a cautious look at Sasuke, and was secretly relieved to see him looking up at the sky. My skin has gotten worse. Sasuke probably didn't notice it. Time passed slowly, and another 30 minutes passed. 8 o'clock, already 8 o'clock, the 7th shift is here, waiting for a whole hour. Vortex Naruto lay on the ground, muttering weakly, Yagyu Satoru, that bastard, I must kill him. If I had known, would have eaten a bowl of ramen. I'm going back. Uchiha Sasuke got up and was about to leave. Sasuke, we are waiting. If we go back like this, we may be deprived of genin qualifications. Haruno Sakura knelt on the ground, clutching his stomach that was growling with hunger. Shut up, ugly girl, even if I don't become a ninja, I will get power. Uchiha Sasuke gave Haruno Sakura a cold look. Ugly girl. Haruno Sakura's face darkened, and she raised her fist thinking, punching Sasuke hard, but seeing Sasuke's handsome face, Haruno Sakura slowly withdrew his fist. Damn it. So handsome, I can't help it at all. Haruno Sakura suddenly thought of a possibility, squeezed her white chin, and said seriously, it is possible that the test has already begun, and teacher Lu Xing may be testing our endurance. As soon as this remark came out, everyone in the audience was slightly taken aback. Uchiha Sasuke and Uzumaki Naruto immediately raised their spirits. There is indeed this possibility, and the purpose of telling them not to eat is to test their endurance as ninjas. After all, the dignified Jonin, how could he be late? P.S. Ask for flowers, ask for monthly tickets, ask for evaluation tickets. Kneel down, celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. 3 Frivolous teacher. Be late on the first day. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Uzumaki Naruto took a long breath, sat cross-legged on the ground and pushed the forehead protector, showing a sunny smile. A test? I'll just show it to you. After all, I'm going to be a Hokage man. How could I lose to mere hunger? Uzumaki Naruto glanced at Sasuke, and taunted, Sasuke, you can't bear it, so go home with your butt between your legs. Idiot, I must be better than you. Uchiha Sasuke sneered, also sitting cross-legged on the ground and enduring it. In order to gain strength, I will show it to you. 10 minutes later. Golu Golu. The hungry voices of the 3 gradually resounded throughout the audience, but neither Sasuke nor Naruto said they were hungry. They were having an invisible competition. Morning. The breeze blew, and Yagyu Satoru appeared in front of the 3 of the 7th class. Teacher Lu Xing. Haruno Sakura said in surprise, Yagyu Satoru will appear, which means that their 7th class has passed the test of endurance. Yagyu Satoru clasped his hands together and apologized, sorry for keeping you waiting, a lot of things happened last night. As soon as this statement came out, everyone in the audience was stunned. What do you mean by that? Does it mean that, without some bullshit endurance test, this Yagyu Satoru is literally late? Bastard, you're an hour late, I'm going to kill you. Uzumaki Naruto threw himself at Yagyu Satoru with an angry face, but was held back by Haruno Sakura. Calm down Naruto, Teacher Lu Xing said that many things happened last night, after all, Jonin may have a task. Haruno Sakura cursed inwardly, but on the surface she had a good student attitude of understanding. As the class teacher of the 7th class, all his tasks must be related to our 7th class. Uchiha Sasuke looked cold. There are very few tasks during the lead time, and you will receive individual tasks. Uchiha Sasuke raised his head, looked at Yagyu Satoru flatly, and asked, Lu Xing, you didn't do the task last night, did you? Last night, it's a long story. Yagyu Satoru said. Teacher Lu Xing, please cut the long story short. Haruno Sakura looked curious. Women and wine. Yagyu Satoru smiled slightly. As soon as this remark came out, everyone in the audience was stunned, and their expressions changed from stunned to angry. Yagyu Satoru had a drink with a woman last night and was late for an hour today. Bastard, I'm going to punch you to death. Haruno Sakura's eyes were full of anger, and he couldn't care less about his image, rolled up his sleeves and rushed towards Yagyu Satoru. She also took responsibility for Yagyu Satoru, who thought so much before, but now I understand, this Yagyu Satoru is a flirtatious man. Looking for a woman to drink flower wine last night, it caused them to wait in the 7th class for an hour in embarrassment. Calm down little Sakura. Uzumaki Naruto stopped Haruno Sakura. Go away Naruto. Haruno Sakura raised her fist, punched Naruto a few times hard, and then threw herself at Yagyu Satoru. She was about to cry. Yagyu Satoru held little Sakura's fist, tapped little Sakura's forehead with the other hand, and said with a faint smile, calm down, little Sakura. Haruno Sakura looked at Yagyu Satoru, whose handsome face was close at hand, blushed slightly, and responded shyly like a little girl, okay, Teacher Lu Xing. Uzumaki Naruto covered his head and yelled angrily, why, Mr. Lu Xing, if you tell you to calm down, you should calm down, why should I be beaten, and little Sakura, why are you blushing? Anyway, let's introduce ourselves first. Yagyu Satoru let go of Haruno Sakura. Yagyu Satoru sat cross-legged on the ground, introducing himself lightly. My name is Yagyu Satoru, I am 20 years old, and I am an elite jonin in the village. I like to eat food made by Xiaojiang. The type of woman I like is Yu Jie, who is protruding and curvy. After Yagyu Satoru's introduction, the 3 members of the 7th class present were speechless. Why is the self-introduction full of Xiaojiang? There is also Yu Jie who is protruding forward and backward, this is too straightforward. I will introduce myself first. Vortex Naruto raised his hand excitedly. My name is Uzumaki Naruto, my favorite food is ramen, the food I most want to eat is also ramen, and the person I respect most is 3rd Hokage. Uzumaki Naruto pushed the forehead protector, and said with a serious face, the dream is to work hard to get it, and everyone's recognition becomes Hokage. Annoying person. Uzumaki Naruto looked at Uchiha Sasuke. The person I like, the type I like. Uzumaki Naruto looked shyly at Haruno Sakura beside him. Yagyu Satoru looked at Uzumaki Naruto lightly. The dream of this 9-tails kid is to get everyone's approval and become a Hokage. The person I respect the most is the 3rd generation. They are very brainwashed. My name is Haruno Sakura. The person I respect the most. The person I like. The dream is. Before Haruno Sakura finished speaking, he glanced at Sasuke secretly, and then his face flushed, and he covered his red face tweaking. TSK. Uzumaki Naruto smacked his lips. Uchiha Sasuke, there's nothing to say. If there is someone who is ambitious, I must kill that man. Uchiha Sasuke crossed his hands on his chin, and there was a strong killing intent in his eyes. That's cool. Hirono Sakura looked at Sasuke with a nympho. Uzumaki Naruto has a chill down his spine. Is it me who Sasuke said? Alas, a bunch of troublesome brats. Yagyu Satoru sighed, a quite Hokage crane tail, a love-brain nympho, a revengeful pretender, a bunch of troublesome brats would have gone on strike long ago if it wasn't for Shaogang's sake. The self-introduction is very good, so let's start the assessment. Yagyu Satoru stood up, looked at the three of the 7th class indifferently, raised a finger and said, the content of the assessment is very ordinary, 1 step, you can let me move 1 step, even if you pass. After passing, you will officially become genin. If you fail, you can go back to the ninja school and learn from scratch. In short, you should work hard, you can use any moves, and attack with the attitude of killing me. Yagyu Satoru said, start now. As soon as this remark came out, everyone in the audience was slightly taken aback. If you fail the assessment, you will return to the ninja school to study. What a joke, hard work to be a genin, how can I accept going back to ninja school? In an instant, Uchiha Sasuke and Hirono Sakura, the two jumped backwards and hid in the forest. Moving 1 step seems like a simple challenge, but since it's Jonin's assessment, there should be many traps, right? Uchiha Sasuke hid in the grass, watching Yagyu Satoru in the distance vigilantly. P.S. Ask for flowers, ask for monthly tickets, ask for evaluation tickets, kneel down, celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. 5. Kakashi #039, S gift. Curse, Cang. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The hiding place has been changed. It is indeed a very wise judgment. Yagyu Satoru sat on the stone and looked at Uzumaki Naruto and others who were moving fast in the distance with 6 eyes. After a head-to-head confrontation, they found a huge gap in strength, and then moved the hiding place, so as to focus on the sneak attack and think about the battle plan. Good judgment. This judgment has, beyond a lot of genin, it should be Uchiha Sasuke, who made the judgment, right? The 7th class formed with admiration as the core can indeed effectively promote growth. Yagyu Satoru took out a lollipop, unpacked it, and put it in his mouth. Naruto likes little Sakura, and little Sakura likes Sasuke. Naruto is trying to get Sakura's approval, and Sakura is trying to get Sasuke's approval. After Naruto becomes stronger, Sasuke will feel the crisis, so Sasuke will work hard to become stronger. This is the core of the 7th class. Unfortunately, without teamwork, everyone wants to show off. Yagyu Satoru stretched his waist and lay on the stone with a bored face. The content of the assessment he gave was to let Yagyu Satoru move 1 step. It may seem simple, but it is actually extremely difficult, because there is no lower limit. Looking at the entire ninja world, there are only a handful of people who can move him a step. Of course, moving 1 step is a superficial assessment, but the real content hides a mystery. It seems to be going well, so I can carry out the task with peace of mind. A flat voice sounded, with a lazy and weak feeling attached to the voice. A man appeared out of thin air. He had short gray hair and wore a black mask covering his face. The forehead protector also covered 1 eye. He was wearing a green jonin vest with a black jacket underneath, and he exuded a lazy, decadent uncle's temperament. He is elite jonin of Konoha village, copy ninja Hatake Kakashi. Yagyu Satoru smiled and said, is it going well? My assessment is very difficult. If this bunch of stinky brats continue like this, they will go back to the ninja school. At that time, I didn't expect that a strong person of your level would take the initiative to be the teacher of class 7. Hatake Kakashi leaned back against the tree trunk and flipped through the pages of Intimate Paradise. In his eyes, Yagyu Satoru is very strong, and he has no defeat in his ninja career for several years. Don't underestimate this undefeated. Among the enemies that Yagyu Satoru has encountered in the past, there are 4th Raikage from Cloud Shinobi Village and 5th Mizukage from Cloud Shinobi Village. Rumor has it that even 4th Raikage's fist can't hurt Yagyu Satoru in the slightest. Of course, Yagyu Satoru was defeated once. At that time, Yagyu Satoru lost the battle with Tsunade, but everyone knew that Yagyu Satoru deliberately lost to save face for Tsunade, so Hatake Kakashi was surprised when Yagyu Satoru returned to the village and offered to be the teacher of Class 7. A strong person of this level will take the initiative to be a teacher. Do you think I'd like to teach these troublesome brats? It's just for my Xiaojiang to save face. Yagyu Satoru sighed, took out a lollipop, and said, "Want to eat my lollipop? If you put it another way, I might eat it." The corner of Hatake Kakashi's mouth moved slightly. "Want to eat my lollipop? Two grown men, can you stop being so lewd? Although I really want to eat a piece, after all, Yagyu Satoru's candy is the specialty of one in village, and it is very delicious, but the way Yagyu Satoru speaks. Forget it. Don't be shy." Yagyu Satoru shook the lollipop. Hatake Kakashi did not continue this topic, but took out 2 bells and shook them, saying, "Using the bells for the assessment will not be as troublesome as it is now. It's too old-fashioned." Yagyu Satoru waved his hand. "I know what you're worried about, don't worry. Even if it's for myself, I will educate these brats to be self-reliant as soon as possible. Then I will complete the task and go to the world of 2 with Xiaojiang." Yagyu Satoru has a lollipop in his mouth, with a frivolous expression on his face smile. "Oh, threesome world, and a light bulb shizun." Hatake Kakashi closed the book, faced Yagyu Satoru, bowed slightly and said, "The teacher's son will trouble you." 4th Hokage Namake's Minato is Hatake Kakashi's mentor and the most respected benefactor in his life. He was the hero who pulled him from the darkness to the sun. Has the Fox Kid ever used the power of 9 tails? Yagyu Satoru asked. One time, Naruto exuded blood-red chakra all over his body, but was quickly stopped by the seal. This should be the power of 9 tails. Hatake Kakashi recalled. That's what Gen is worried about, right? Worrying about the Fox Kid running away. Yagyu Satoru looked sideways into the distance. Through his 6 eyes he could see several Umbu ninjas in the distance. There is no need to think, these Umbu must be the root people. The purpose is to monitor Uzumaki Naruto. Danzo, the old man, yearns for power and fears power at the same time. It's funny. I hate being watched, not to mention watching a man all day. Is it to compare the size of a lollipop? Yagyu Satoru slowly raised his hand like a gun gesture, aiming at the Umbu roots hiding in the dark from a long distance away. Cang. A dark black substance emerged from Yagyu Satoru's fingertips. The black substance leaped out at an extremely fast speed, leaving a huge crack where it passed. The explosion swelled and the wind blew. The forest far away has turned into a barren wasteland. This is his most common attack method, showing the attraction centered on Cang, and the maximum output can reach -infinity. Nearly the smallest black hole. Mr. Lu Sheng, don't you? Hatake Kakashi was slightly taken aback, looking at the black smoky place in the distance. A drop of cold sweat flowed from his forehead. Did one run away? Yagyu Satoru put his palms above his eyes, watched the black smoke in the distance, and smiled apologetically. Sorry, I thought they were enemies from other villages when I saw them watching all day long. After all, people in our village don't need to watch all day, 3 ordinary genins, right? Yagyu Satoru said in a cold tone. I really lost to you. I'm afraid they will trouble you there, but with your strength, there is no need to worry about these things. Hatake Kakashi sighed helplessly. Since there is Yagyu Satoru, Uzumaki Naruto must be safe. Even if it is Shimura Danzo, there is no way to do too many tricks. Regardless of Yagyu Satoru's frivolous and playful attitude, there is no one in the village who is more reliable than Yagyu Satoru. Of course, after the death of these Umbu roots, Danzo will definitely be furious, but there is no way to make trouble openly. After all, spying on Uzumaki Naruto, the genin who did nothing wrong, has broken the rules of the village. I still have a task to do, so I'm leaving first. Hatake Kakashi raised 2 fingers, just as he was about to leave in an instant. Wait, let me read the book for a while, and I'll return it to you after finishing it. Yagyu Satoru raised his hand. The book in his hand was finished, and he was currently assessing Class 7, and he didn't have time to sell new books. Last time, you still haven't returned what you borrowed. Hatake Kakashi said speechlessly. Is there such a thing? I have forgotten. Yagyu Satoru pretended to think seriously, but in fact, Tsunade tore up the books he had bought and borrowed. The reason is that the content of the book is too pornographic. Although I just bought it, forget it, I'll give it to you as a gift. Hatake Kakashi handed it to Yagyu Satoru, and said with a slight smile, "Congratulations, you are the teacher of the 7th class. Thank you, candy for you." Yagyu Satoru didn't refuse, put away the book, took out a piece of candy, and threw it at Hatake Kakashi. He and Hatake Kakashi have known each other for a long time. It's a friend. P.S. Ask for flowers, ask for monthly tickets, ask for evaluation tickets. I kneel down to all readers, please beg on my knees, celebrate the 7-day long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. 6. This is Fire Style, which was installed by Yagyu Satoru again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I have a question. Your eyes have the ability to see through. The activeness of the white eyes is equal to your passiveness. Why do you still wear sunglasses? Hatake Kakashi wondered, can wearing sunglasses limit ability? Because you can be handsome. Yagyu Satoru pushed his sunglasses. If I didn't ask, well, see you next time anyway. Hatake Kakashi put away the candy, raised 2 fingers, and disappeared out of thin air in an instant. 3rd generation and Danzo's high-level old dogs all want to master the power of 9 tails, but at the same time they are afraid of this power, which is interesting. Yagyu Satoru bit the lollipop into pieces, and the corners of his mouth raised slightly, revealing a dangerous smile. After Class 7's assessment, he plans to try the power of 9 tails. After testing the power of 9 tails, it is also convenient to educate Uzumaki Naruto. Hurry up and get these little devils, educate the self-reliant, so that he can get rid of this troublesome work. While Yagyu Satoru was thinking, a figure quietly appeared behind Yagyu Satoru. Si, Wei, Shen, Hai, In. Uchiha Sasuke quietly appeared behind Yagyu Satoru, his hands quickly forming a mudra. It's too slow, the enemy is enough to kill you many times when you seal the seal. Yagyu Satoru chewed on the stick of the lollipop, and was able to see Uchiha Sasuke clearly with 6 eyes without looking back. Sasuke's seal should be Great Fireball, right? With Genin's chakra amount, being able to use Great Fireball is indeed a genius. Fire-style Great Fireball technique. Uchiha Sasuke spit out a flame from his mouth, and the flame fell to the ground and turned into a fireball the size of an adult. The fireball engulfed Yagyu Satoru, burning a tiny hole in the ground. Slow as long as you can hit you. Uchiha Sasuke snorted coldly, jumped back, and stared coldly at the figure in the flames with a hooked jade Sharingan. He threw several shurikens fiercely into the figure in the flames. Uchiha Sasuke's heart trembled, looking at Yagyu Satoru in front of him, a look of shock flashed in his eyes. The raging fire stopped in front of Yagyu Satoru, as if blocked by an invisible wall, unable to move forward, and the few shurikens thrown just now stopped in the air, suspended in front of Yagyu Satoru. It's unscathed. Is this your blood succession limit? Uchiha Sasuke looked solemn, holding kunai in a combat posture, using a hook jade Sharingan, observing Yagyu Satoru in front of him. His Sharingan couldn't see the clues of Yagyu Satoru's ability. Ahem, I choked to death. Yagyu Satoru fanned the black smoke with his hand, glanced at the dazed Sasuke, and said, "It's very simple, you missed." Humph. Uchiha Sasuke snorted coldly, and threw the kunai in his hand to Yagyu Satoru. A cold light flashed across, and the sharp kunai pierced Yagyu Satoru's neck. Look. Yagyu Satoru held up a finger, and kunai stopped as if still, an inch in front of his fingertip. Is this kunai transformed by Uzumaki Naruto? These brats finally know how to work as a team. His 6 eyes can see through all moves, even if Uzumaki Naruto turns into kunai. Bang, white smoke rises, and kunai turns into Uzumaki Naruto. The hateful Sasuke is in the limelight again, but the one who can repel teacher Lu Xing must be me, Uzumaki Naruto. Uzumaki Naruto held kunai in his hand, and slashed at Yagyu Satoru's neck. A cold light flashed past, and the sharp kunai stopped at Yagyu Satoru's neck an inch away. It's strange, why did it stop? Uzumaki Naruto was puzzled, holding the kunai with all his strength. Even though his face was flushed, he couldn't move the kunai. Yagyu Satoru looked at Uzumaki Naruto, whose face was flushed due to excessive force, and said with a smile, "Seeing you are working so hard, do you want me to help you?" "Bastard, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you." Uzumaki Naruto felt insulted, and was furious, gritting his teeth and holding kunai with both hands, trying to push kunai to Yagyu Satoru's neck. No matter how hard Uzumaki Naruto tried, kunai just couldn't move. Damn it. Uzumaki Naruto withdrew the kunai, then slashed at it again, still unable to touch Yagyu Satoru, can be held back, but cannot be pushed forward. Uchiha Sasuke looked at Uzumaki Naruto, who was acting like a treasure, and cursed angrily, "Naruto, you are a super idiot, I would be so stupid as to pin the key blow on you. Don't be so angry, your plan just now is very interesting, if your enemy is not me, it should be successful." Yagyu Satoru grabbed Uzumaki Naruto by the hair and threw the latter towards Uchiha Sasuke. "Go away, idiot." Uchiha Sasuke learned the lesson from last time. Watching Uzumaki Naruto approaching infinitely, he kicked Uzumaki Naruto in the waist. Uzumaki Naruto got up, grabbed Sasuke's collar, and said angrily, "Sasuke, you bastard, can't you catch me well?" "Humph." Uchiha Sasuke snorted, staring warily at Yagyu Satoru, who was directly ahead. "Is this Jonin? It's really strong. If I can have this power, I should be able to get close to that man. Uchiha Itachi, right? Damn it, everyone is so pushy, especially Mr. Lu Xing." With a playful smile, let him pretend again and again. Uzumaki Naruto was so angry that he had a toothache. He was thinking just now, with a handsome blow, he repelled Yagyu Satoru and then won Haruno Sakura's heart, but never expected. Sasuke failed to pretend. He, Uzumaki Naruto, didn't succeed in pretending either, only the hateful Yagyu Satoru, who was always pretending to be forced. Yagyu Satoru looked at Haruno Sakura, who was hiding behind the tree with 6 eyes, and waved with a smile, "Don't hide, that bearless kid behind the tree." When Sasuke appeared, he found Haruno Sakura hiding behind a tree. "You don't have a bear, I will grow very fast in the future." Haruno Sakura came out from behind the tree, holding a handful of kunai in his hand, and glared at Yagyu Satoru angrily. She was very puzzled in her heart. She had already hidden very well, why was she still found out? "As I said just now, you are too slow in making seals." Yagyu Satoru looked at Uchiha Sasuke lightly. "All ninjas must have the seal, otherwise there is no way to use ninjutsu. I will practice the speed of the seal by myself." Uchiha Sasuke said coldly. "So handsome, as expected of Sasuke." Haruno Sakura looked nympho, then glanced at Uzumaki Naruto with disgust, and muttered, "By comparison. Uzumaki Naruto is a very famous crane tail, even chakra can't use it freely." "Sakura-chan." Uzumaki Naruto felt aggrieved. "Stupid ugly girl, don't compare me with Uzumaki Naruto, the idiot crane tail." Uchiha Sasuke gave Haruno Sakura a cold look. Uzumaki Naruto grabbed Sasuke's collar and said angrily, "How dare you call little Sakura an ugly girl, she is so cute. What's more, it's just great fireball, I want to be a Hokage man, and I don't even bother to use this kind of low-end ninjutsu." Uzumaki Naruto raised his head proudly. "Alas, so the brat is troublesome." Yagyu Satoru sighed, "I'll just perform it once, keep your eyes open, this is the fire style." "Fire style great fireball." Yagyu Satoru raised his head and spit out a high-temperature flame into the sky. After the flame flew out, it formed a huge fireball. The huge fire covered the sky and the earth, and the terrifying high temperature caused the space in the entire area to be distorted. The size of its fireball is more than 10 times that used by Sasuke. "You don't even have seals, let alone, is this the power of the great fireball?" Uchiha Sasuke raised his head, staring blankly at the fireball in the sky. His one Gyu Sharingan stared at Yagyu Satoru from beginning to end. It was found that Yagyu Satoru used it, and there was no seal before the Great Fireball. The main one is Yagyu Satoru, using this Great Fireball. The fire is too huge. Everyone in the audience looked up and stared blankly at the fireball like a small meteorite in the sky. After the fireball dissipated completely, they looked at Yagyu Satoru. Everyone in Class 7 was stunned. Is this the Great Fireball they knew? Great Fireball is a very common sea-level fire style, and the Great Fireball used by Yagyu Satoru is as powerful as B-level or even higher. Damn it, you pretended it again, but what a cool ninjutsu. Uzumaki Naruto looked excited. If Sasuke's Great Fireball is sesame, then Teacher Lu Xing's is watermelon. Two identical moves, but the size is like sesame and watermelon, differs greatly. P.S. Asking for flowers, asking for a monthly ticket, asking for an evaluation ticket. I knelt down. Readers, please vote for the data, celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. 7. Abstain or Die, choose. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Teacher Lu Xing, can you teach me this trick? I also want to use such a powerful ninjutsu. Uzumaki Naruto was full of anticipation, thinking about a picture. If you can learn such a powerful move, when Sasuke is defeated by the enemy and little Sakura is facing a crisis, he will make a handsome appearance on the stage, and then kill the enemy with a fire style. Perfect. Great Fireball low end. Fart. It smells so good. Hee hee hee. Uzumaki Naruto became happier the more he thought about it, and secretly smiled while covering his mouth. Uchiha Sasuke put his hands in his pockets and snorted coolly, idiot. He doesn't even need to speculate, he can guess which aspect of Uzumaki Naruto's brain fills up. Smelly brat, you just said that Great Fireball is low end. Yagyu Satoru was speechless. This little fox turned his face faster than turning a book, totally a kid character. Mr. Lu Xing, Great Fireball is a sea-level fire style. You and Sasuke use the same fire style. Why is your power much stronger than Sasuke's? Haruno Sakura looked puzzled. She is a top student, but it's hard to understand why Yagyu Satoru's power is so terrifying. Even in the same fire style, use the sea-level fire style into a B-level or higher. Pingxiong student asked a good question. Yagyu Satoru raised a finger, and a light blue chakra emerged from the fingertips, and said, there is no fixed power for moves, and the power depends on the amount of individual chakra. Just like the Great Fireball just now, I injected a lot of chakra into it, so the power it uses will be great. When the amount of chakra reaches a certain level, it can also simplify the seal of ninjutsu. Yagyu Satoru glanced at Uchiha Sasuke and said, as for Muji to launch ninjutsu, only I can do it at present. Through his 6 eyes, he is able to manipulate chakra down to the smallest detail, therefore, all ordinary moves can be instantly cast without printing. Certainly, most of the time, Yagyu Satoru will still form seals, because he can be handsome. Hirakuma's words are superfluous, right? Haruno Sakura clenched his fists and finally suppressed the anger in his heart. Any more questions? Yagyu Satoru asked. Uzumaki Naruto looked like a good student, sitting cross-legged on the ground, raised his hands and asked excitedly, can I learn fire style? The attribute of chakra is very important. Only by using moves that match the attribute can the power be maximized. I will talk about this later. With your current abilities, it is too early to learn this. Yagyu Satoru said. What's more, there is no need to be fancy. It is a good thing to learn a move that suits you and use it to the ultimate. Yagyu Satoru said. Uchiha Sasuke asked coldly, Lu Xing, what is your attribute? A good boy should respect the old and love the young, please add the word teacher. Yagyu Satoru took out a lollipop, put it in his mouth, and looked at Uchiha Sasuke lightly. Pretend is a good thing, but at least you have to respect the old and love the young, right? He, Yagyu Satoru, is a kind young man who respects the old and loves the young. After all, that old dog of 3rd generation still boasts every day that he is a good example for newcomers. Teacher Lu Xing, please tell me what kind of ninja you are. Uchiha Sasuke took a long breath, suppressing the restlessness in his heart. Yagyu Satoru pushed his sunglasses, raised the corners of his mouth slightly, showing a smug smile, and said, Grandmaster is a ninja with all attributes. Haruno Sakura put his hands together in front of his chest, with a nympho expression on his face, and said in admiration, full attribute. Teacher Lu Sheng, you are so amazing. Although Yagyu Satoru is very flirtatious, he has a handsome face, a good figure, and strong strength, simply the perfect boyfriend. Haruno Sakura took a peek at Sasuke, but I also like Sasuke. What should I do? It's hard to choose. Ms. Lu Sheng is, such a powerful ninja. Uzumaki Naruto was also surprised, although he didn't understand how much gold is in all attributes, but it sounds very powerful. Very good, just give me a few more compliments. Yagyu Satoru nodded in satisfaction. The old man of third generation is also a ninja with all attributes of Grandmaster. Yagyu Satoru said. Third Hokage is very powerful. Uchiha Sasuke had a cold expression on his face, but he was speechless in his heart. Yagyu Satoru just taught himself to respect the old and love the young, and what about Yagyu Satoru? Yagyu Satoru calls third generation an old man. Is this respecting the old and loving the young? Super powerful, he was the strongest in all ninja world when he was young. Yagyu Satoru said truthfully, when third Hokage was young, he was indeed the strongest person in the entire ninja world, the limit that commoner ninjas could achieve. As for now, third Hokage is dying of old age, plus there are rookies everywhere. Uchiha Sasuke didn't hide it, and asked straight to the point, who is better between you and third generation? No matter what method he uses, he wants to gain strength and become stronger. Sasuke, it's too impolite for you to ask this question. Haruno Sakura accused. She had a good student's attitude on the surface, but she was secretly happy in her heart. Good question, Sasuke. Sasuke, you're asking too much. Grandpa third generation is Hokage, a big man respected by the whole village. Uzumaki Naruto glared at Sasuke. He has great respect for third Hokage. Uchiha Sasuke ignored Naruto and little Sakura, but stared at Yagyu Satoru with a cold face. I haven't fought, but if the old man of third generation is at his peak, he should be in trouble. Yagyu Satoru squeezed his chin, thinking seriously. He didn't fight third generation, but third generation summoning beast was troublesome. Are you going to lose? Uchiha Sasuke asked. Yagyu Satoru said without hesitation, with a firm tone, I will win. Third generation summoning beast trouble is trouble, but he's bound to win. There is no need to judge whether to win or lose. The 7th class and others present were slightly startled, but no one said a word. They could see that Yagyu Satoru was very serious in answering this question. Fighting third Hokage, will Yagyu Satoru win? God! Our 7th class may have met a very powerful teacher. Okay, let's get back to the topic. Yagyu Satoru stood up slowly, shaking his stiff neck, which creaked. Continue with the assessment. To be honest, you should give up being ninjas. I really hate teaching brats, especially your group of childish brats who have no strength but lofty ideals. Now you have 2 choices. Yagyu Satoru held up 2 fingers. 1. Abstain and go back to ninja school. 2. I will continue to be your enemy, but you may die. As soon as the words fell, Yagyu Satoru put away his smile, looked down at the 7th class and others present with an indifferent expression, and burst out a huge chakra. Its chakra is so huge that it has surfaced on the surface of the skin, making it visible to the naked eye. Rumble. The earth trembled and the sky grew dark, cracks appeared on the ground, and eventually it was torn apart like an earthquake. Choose, abstain or die. Yagyu Satoru covered his whole body, his light blue chakra burst out with a strong killing intent, and his indifferent expression was like an executioner who treats human life like dirt. Under the suppression of the huge chakra, the 7th squad and others knelt down on the ground. Their faces were pale, their eyes were full of fear, and a slight coolness gradually emerged from their backs. The chakra and killing intent erupted by Yagyu Satoru caused Uchiha Sasuke and others to panic and struggle to breathe. Teacher Lu Xing had a playful and smiling attitude just now, but now his temperament has completely changed. Is this really a person? This feeling. Uchiha Sasuke's pupils widened, his breathing was very rapid, and his whole body trembled with fear. Yagyu Satoru's killing intent reminded him of the night of genocide, killing intent equal to Uchiha Itachi. This is a real desire, killing intent to kill people. If they continue to fight Yagyu Satoru, then Yagyu Satoru should, really kill their 7th squad. Go back to ninja school. Are you kidding me? I will get everyone's approval and become a Hokage. Uzumaki Naruto turned pale, gritted his teeth and forced himself up. Just became genin, one step closer to my dream, how can I back down here? Uzumaki Naruto forced a smile, pushed the forehead protector, and said firmly, even if I, Uzumaki Naruto, die, I will be a Hokage. P.S. Ask for flowers, ask for monthly tickets, ask for evaluation tickets, kneel down, celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. 8. Yagyu Satoru #039, killing intent, the 7th class has passed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Stupid. Yagyu Satoru frowned slightly, and a look of disappointment flashed across his eyes covered by black sunglasses, and he stepped slightly on the ground. Buzz. A crack appeared on the ground, and the wave formed by a gust of wind sent Uzumaki Naruto flying out. Of course Yagyu Satoru showed mercy. Cough cough. Vortex Naruto's clothes were torn, and he fell heavily to the ground. There were many small wounds all over his body, and scarlet blood was flowing. He coughed a few times and spit out a piece of blood. Haruno Sakura looked sideways at the wounded Naruto and exclaimed, Naruto, this chakra beyond recognition, and that amazing killing intent. Teacher Lu Sheng is serious. If you don't choose to go back to ninja school, then I'm afraid their 7th class will be killed by Yagyu Satoru. Yagyu Satoru. Uchiha Sasuke's face was ugly, and a Goju Sharingan stared at Yagyu Satoru. Yagyu Satoru disappeared out of thin air and appeared behind Uchiha Sasuke. He grabbed Sasuke's hair and pressed his face to the ground. Bang! Before Uchiha Sasuke could react, he was pressed heavily to the ground, and his face sank directly into the ground. Haruno Sakura, kill Naruto, or I'll kill Sasuke. Yagyu Satoru sat on Sasuke's body, held Sasuke's head down, picked up the kunai on the ground, and threw it in front of Haruno Sakura. It's so fast. Uchiha Sasuke's mouth was bleeding, his scarlet eyes narrowed suddenly, his heartbeat gradually accelerated, and he felt for the second time that he was in danger of being very close to death. Haruno Sakura had tears in her eyes, knelt on the ground with weak legs, her petite body trembled violently, and looked at Sasuke who was pressed to the ground by Yagyu Satoru with a terrified expression, kill Naruto, or Sasuke will die. Although she likes Sasuke and hates Naruto, how can she kill Naruto? Haruno Sakura, your judgment is too slow, you're useless. Yagyu Satoru disappeared out of thin air again, appearing behind Naruto the whirlpool. In other words, Fox Kid, you swear, give up being a ninja, give up being a Hokage. Yagyu Satoru stepped on Uzumaki Naruto's head, and the heavy force caused Naruto's head to sink into the ground. After swearing, I spare the lives of Haruno Sakura, and Uchiha Sasuke. Yagyu Satoru put his hands in his pockets, put his feet on Naruto's head, and said coldly, swear on me, brat, don't waste my time. Otherwise you're all going to die. Yagyu Satoru's legs became heavier. Ahem. Uzumaki Naruto spat out a mouthful of blood, resisting the severe pain all over his body, and forcibly did not shout out. Sasuke, kill Haruno Sakura and Uzumaki Naruto, I will give you enough power for revenge. Yagyu Satoru looked down at Uchiha Sasuke in front of him with an indifferent expression. Uchiha Sasuke was slightly taken aback, looked at Haruno Sakura who was crying, and then at Naruto who was trampled under by Yagyu Satoru. As long as he can abandon these two draggers, can he gain enough power for revenge? Strength, I want great power, I want power enough for revenge. The purpose of my life is to kill Uchiha Itachi. No matter how embarrassed I am, even if I fall into darkness, I will avenge the dead clansman. Uchiha Sasuke touched his leg, hooked kunai with his fingertips, but subconsciously said, we abstain. His hatred told him that no matter what he did, he must gain strength, but the moment he held kunai, Uzumaki Naruto's silly smile appeared in his mind. When I was a child, sitting alone by the river, it was Uzumaki Naruto who took the initiative to talk to him, said the sentence, let's be friends. Yagyu Satoru was slightly surprised that Uchiha Sasuke, who was full of revenge, would worry about Naruto and little Sakura. 2. The current Sasuke has not yet arrived, and has completely fallen into darkness. I swear, give up being a ninja, give up being a Hokage. If I can't even save my friends, what qualifications do I have? If I get the approval of others, what qualifications do I have to be a Hokage? Uzumaki Naruto forcibly raised his head, his eyes were slightly red, roared firmly, Uzumaki Naruto is going to be Hokage after everyone's approval, even friends can't be saved, so what qualifications do you have to talk about dreams? Even if I don't become a ninja for the rest of my life, I will work hard to get everyone's approval and become a Hokage. Uzumaki Naruto said with a determined expression. Naruto. Hirono Sakura cried. Super idiot. Uchiha Sasuke snorted coldly. Yagyu Satoru put away chakra and said with a slight smile, you are qualified. The attitude of Sasuke and Naruto surprised him. These two naughty brats are not that annoying. The problem is that Hirono Sakura, without a firm attitude, has been hesitating, waiting for others to make a choice. Maybe it has something to do with experience. After all, Hirono Sakura didn't have the tragic childhood of Sasuke and Naruto. It's a good thing to retreat in the face of difficulties. Yagyu Satoru chewed the candy, returning to his usual hippie smile, and said, when encountering an invincible enemy, the first thing you have to do is to survive. Remember fear, remember despair, what just happened, you are likely to experience in the future. Yagyu Satoru beckoned, come here, I'll treat you. Everyone in the 7th class was stunned, their consciousness still stopped in the sense of fear and despair just now. What was just now? An assessment. They just really thought that Yagyu Satoru was going to kill Squad 7, after all, the killing intent that stings the skin is a real killing intent. Past. Hirono Sakura's face was pale and she knelt on the ground with limp legs, staring blankly at Yagyu Satoru with a playful smile. Her eyes still had the color of fear. Don't be shy. A light blue chakra emerged from Yagyu Satoru's palm, pressing it on Uzumaki Naruto's head, ruffling the latter's hair. Uzumaki Naruto's wounds all over his body healed, as if he had never been severely beaten. Asshole, I'm scared to death by you. Uzumaki Naruto stared at Yagyu Satoru with red eyes and an angry expression. He made a lot of determination before he mustered up the courage to swear to give up being a ninja. Never expected, it turned out to be the final assessment. Soon Yagyu Satoru gave Hirono Sakura, and Uchiha Sasuke finished healing. After the treatment, everyone breathed a sigh of relief. It was just too scary. Yagyu Satoru touched the heads of Sasuke and Naruto, smiled and said, don't be angry, let's go, and treat you to barbecue. Teacher Lu Sheng, Hirono Sakura's eyes darkened. It's okay, it takes a process to change, and you will become very strong in the future. Yagyu Satoru waved his hand. I'll be firm. Hirono Sakura clenched her fist and bit her lip. Uzumaki Naruto smiled and said, don't think about it little Sakura, let's have a good meal and empty Teacher Lu Sheng's wallet. You guys go first, the Fox kid stays, we will rush over in 3 minutes. Yagyu Satoru picked up Uzumaki Naruto. Hirono Sakura wondered, which store? Supreme. Yagyu Satoru said. Yeah, long live Teacher Lu Sheng. Hirono Sakura cheered, the most advanced barbecue restaurant, the consumption is very outrageous, Teacher Lu Sheng is so generous. Uchiha Sasuke asked coldly, Uzumaki Naruto, the tail of the crane, why did you stay here for the time being? Do you want to teach him something alone? Secret. Yagyu Satoru held up a finger and put it in front of his mouth. Let go of me, I want to eat yakiniku, bastard, let me go. Uzumaki Naruto struggled. Anyway, we'll see you later. Yagyu Satoru carried Uzumaki Naruto and disappeared completely out of thin air. He's going to test the power of the 9 tails. P.S. Ask for flowers, ask for monthly tickets, ask for evaluation tickets, kneel down, celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. 9. Naruto runs amok, 7 tails. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The sun is red in the west, and the sun is setting, on the border of the village, a barren land. Naruto the vortex landed on the ground, looking around suspiciously, seeing a piece of barren land. You were still on the 7th court just now. Why did you appear here? Uzumaki Naruto scratched his cheek in distress. What he saw 1 second before was the backs of Sasuke and little Sakura, and the next second they appeared in this ghost place. Use the flying one. Yagyu Satoru took out the lollipop, unpacked it and threw it into his mouth. Fly. Uzumaki Naruto was stunned, and then complained, Teacher Lu Sheng, you eat too much candy. Smelly brat, wait for me here. Yagyu Satoru clasped his hands together and disappeared out of thin air. The teleportation he uses, this is the ability derived from the spell Cang, compress the distance and space between the starting point and the end point, so that you can use it to move long distances instantly. Disappeared. Uzumaki Naruto was confused now, 3 seconds later. Shwa Yagyu Satoru appeared out of nowhere, holding Shimura Danzo in one hand and Sarutobi Hiruzen in the other. Grandpa 3rd generation. Uzumaki Naruto is confused now, but after seeing Sarutobi Hiruzen, a happy smile gradually appeared on his face. 3rd generation has been with him since he was a child, so he respects and loves 3rd generation very much. It is also because of 3rd generation that Uzumaki Naruto has had the dream of being a Hokage since he was a child. Naruto, Sarutobi Hiruzen was wearing a long gray coat, a hat exclusive to Hokage, and holding a pipe in his hand. Looking at Uzumaki Naruto in front of him, he was also very surprised. I was still peeking at the women's bathroom just now, why did I appear here in a short while? Yagyu Satoru, please explain, what's going on? Shimura Danzo was covered in bandages, holding a brown cane in his hand, staring at Yagyu Satoru angrily with only one leaking eye. He was just discussing with his subordinates how to deal with Yagyu Satoru. After all, Yagyu Satoru had killed several roots, but before he finished speaking with his subordinates, Yagyu Satoru suddenly appeared and took him away. Cough cough, choking to death. Yagyu Satoru fanned a cigarette with his hand, looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen with disgust, and said, smoking less, I curse you to get lung cancer sooner or later. Yagyu Satoru, what are you going to do? Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep drag on his cigarette, exhaled a cloud of pale smoke, and looked at Yagyu Satoru with a calm face. This kid pulled Danzo and him down here, maybe he was trying to play some kind of trick. Look, Naruto, the high-level people in our village are all old, weak, sick and disabled. Yagyu Satoru ignored Sarutobi and Danzo, and grabbed Naruto's shoulder. Especially that person, who can see with his right eye, but still has to wear a bandage. Yagyu Satoru pointed at Shimura Danzo, covered his mouth with a smirk, puff puff puff, isn't it funny? Wearing a bandage even if you can see. Strange old man. Uzumaki Naruto looked at Shimura Danzo strangely. Shimura Danzo's face darkened, and anger appeared in his eyes. Right eye, does Yagyu Satoru know the secret of his right eye? If it's okay, the old man will go back first. Shimura Danzo forcibly suppressed the anger in his heart because of Yagyu Satoru's strength. The existence of Yagyu Satoru will prevent oneself from becoming Hokage. Bear with it, wait for the pupil power of the right eye to recover. Let's get to the point. Yagyu Satoru lifted Uzumaki Naruto's clothes and pressed his hand on the spiral seal. Ha ha ha, it's so itchy, Mr. Lu Sheng, what are you going to do? Uzumaki Naruto laughed heartlessly as he felt the itching in his abdomen. Don't be afraid, I'm here. On Yagyu Satoru's fingertips, a light blue chakra emerged, and in the chakra, 5 characters of gold, wood, water, fire, and earth emerged. Yagyu Satoru, are you going to liberate the Nine-Tails Demon Fox? Stop! Sarutobi Hiruzen's face changed drastically, he bit his finger and slapped the ground. Summoning, the ape demon, white smoke rises, and a strong King Kong appears out of thin air. Ape demon transformation. Sarutobi Hiruzen growled. The ape demon was puzzled, but he didn't ask any more questions. He put his hands together and formed a seal. Bang! White smoke emerged, and the ape demon turned into a wishful Vajra stick. Yagyu Satoru, the Nine-Tails Demon Fox is very dangerous. Don't touch that power, or the old man will consider you an enemy. Sarutobi Hiruzen held the wish-fulfilling Vajra stick in his hand, staring at Yagyu Satoru with a gloomy expression. This kid. Shimura Danzo didn't move, just stared at Yagyu Satoru flatly. 8 trigrams unsealed. Yagyu Satoru's hand trembled slightly, and the chakra from his fingertips poured into Uzumaki Naruto's sealing barrier. After Yagyu Satoru unsealed, Uzumaki Naruto's expression disappeared, his whole body stiffened like a machine, his skin gradually turned red, and a scarlet chakra emerged. Uzumaki Naruto erupted with a huge chakra, and the scarlet blast swept the audience, his skin turned dark red, and his body expanded infinitely. Ho! Uzumaki Naruto roared, even the roar contained a chakra full of darkness, and a tail emerged from behind him, then a tail appeared, and finally behind Uzumaki Naruto, there was a tail formed by 6 chakra. Uzumaki Naruto swung his 6 tails, the gigantic chakra shook the ground, and the entire area collapsed. Just by waving its tail, it can cause a devastating attack. What a huge amount of chakra! Sarutobi Hiruzen's face was ashen, holding the Rui Vajra rod, staring at Uzumaki Naruto in 6 tails form. With only 6 tails, the amount of chakra is even more than him, this third Hokage. Yagyu Satoru, what do you mean? Shimura Danzo felt a trace of fear in the eyes of chakra in 6 tails form Uzumaki Naruto, and a chill grew down his spine. Is this the power of 9 tails? Only these 6 tails can use enough chakra to reach Kage level. With the old man's current pupil power, it may be difficult to stop Uzumaki Naruto in 6 tails form. Old man, don't ask such stupid questions, the power you want is right in front of you, try to stop it. Yagyu Satoru chewed the lollipop, and said with a natural attitude, when I advise you to stop it, you must hold it down in one breath, otherwise it will burst out 9 tails. Come on, work hard. Yagyu Satoru put his hands above his eyes, looked at the vortex Naruto in the form of 6 tails in the distance, and saw that behind Naruto, the 7th tail gradually formed. Wow, it's the 7th tail. Yagyu Satoru pretended to be surprised. His original purpose was to liberate the 7th tail. The Jinchuriki form can use the power of the tail beast to ultimate, which is much more powerful than 9 tails itself, so be careful. Yagyu Satoru instructed. Sarutobi Hiruzen shouted angrily, stop messing around, if the 9 tails demon fox appears, it will destroy the entire village. He is a Kage level powerhouse, but he can't compete with Uzumaki Naruto in the form of 7 tails. I was able to fight when I was young, but now that I am old, I can't use my full strength. With Uzumaki Naruto's current amount of chakra, we can't stop him. Shimura Danzo's face was ugly. He never expected that the combination of Jinchuriki and 9 tails would produce such an outrageous amount of chakra. Although you are old, weak, sick and disabled, you are still the leader of Hokage and Gen, so try your best to stop him. Yagyu Satoru said lightly. Sarutobi Hiruzen growled in a low voice, Yagyu Satoru quickly seal Naruto, do you want to destroy the village? That he is really panicking now, the 9 tails demon fox is the nightmare of the whole village, not to mention the chakra erupting from Naruto, the vortex, is beyond his control. Why, are you afraid of this power? Since you are afraid of 9 tails, then don't try to get 9 tails. Yagyu Satoru bit the lollipop into pieces. That's right, I'm the only one in the entire village who can suppress Uzumaki Naruto after he ran away. Do the old men understand what I mean? Yagyu Satoru smiled arrogantly. Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo, both of them looked ugly, but they didn't refute Yagyu Satoru's words either. Yagyu Satoru is telling the truth. Currently, in the entire village, only Yagyu Satoru can suppress Uzumaki Naruto's seven-tailed form. P.S. Ask for flowers, ask for monthly tickets, ask for evaluation tickets, kneel down, celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th. 10 Danzo praises Yagyu Satoru. Is he the most handsome man? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Sarutobi Hiruzen could hear the meaning in Yagyu Satoru's words. It means that only Yagyu Satoru can stop Uzumaki Naruto's rampage. Yagyu Satoru is currently the strongest person in the village. Shimura Danzo sent today, Umbu to spy on you and Naruto, which violated the rules of the village. The Nine-Tails Demon Fox is the 4th generation, the legacy left to Naruto, the power that exists to protect the village. You and Naruto are both family members of the village, young shoots of the will of fire. Don't worry, I will give Danzo the punishment he deserves. Sarutobi Hiruzen said with a resolute expression while holding the Ruivitra rod, as long as I'm here, no one can hurt you. Old fox. Shimura Danzo cursed secretly. He had been sending people to monitor Naruto, which was Sarutobi Hiruzen's default behavior. Now Sarutobi Hiruzen has left him alone. But he has nothing to say, after all, and Bujin is his direct army. Don't talk nonsense, I hate arguments. Yagyu Satoru waved his hand. I will stay away from Nine-Tails. Shimura Danzo said in a deep voice. What he said was the truth. With his current power, there is no way to control Nine-Tails. At least wait until the pupil power of the right eye recovers, but the pupil power of his right eye is necessary for him to become a Hokage. It's a good thing to correct the mistakes. Yagyu Satoru patted Shimura Danzo on the shoulder. The current fox kid is my student after all. It's up to the owner to beat the dog. Don't make trouble until I strike. Yagyu Satoru smiled slightly. Let's talk. Say what? Shimura Danzo asked coldly. Say, Tsunade is the cutest woman, and Yagyu Satoru is the most handsome man. Otherwise, you two old men, try to stop Nine-Tails yourself. Yagyu Satoru resumed his frivolous attitude. Sarutobi Hiruzen said in a deep voice, tell me Danzo, it's for the village too. Shimura Danzo's face was ugly, his eyes were full of anger, and he touched the bandaged arm. When did he, Danzo, suffer such humiliation? This Yagyu Satoru is just messing around. Shimura Danzo held back his anger and said coldly, Tsunade is the cutest woman, and Yagyu Satoru is the most handsome man. Pfft, that's funny. Yagyu Satoru covered his mouth and smirked. 5 seconds, play 5 seconds with Nine-Tails. Yagyu Satoru clenched his fists, his bones creaked, and looked at the huge seven-tails form Naruto in the distance. As soon as the words fell, Yagyu Satoru disappeared out of thin air and appeared above Naruto in seven-tails form, and he was suspended in the air. Cang. Yagyu Satoru raised his hand, likening it to a gun, aiming at Naruto in seven-tails form below, and a dark black substance emerged from his fingertips, like a small black hole. The small black hole flew out at an extremely fast speed, the space it passed was distorted, and it bombarded the body of Naruto in seven-tails form. Rumble. Naruto in the form of seven tails was knocked flat on the ground, making a huge pothole. Roar. Naruto in seven tails form raised his head and looked at Yagyu Satoru floating in the sky. A large amount of chakra emerged from his mouth, and he suddenly spit out a huge tailed beast bomb. The tailed beast bomb flew out, and the entire area collapsed, containing a devastating chakra, blasting towards Yagyu Satoru at an extremely fast speed. This is the power of Nine-Tails. What a terrifying chakra. Shimura Danzo stared at the huge tailed beast bomb. If he was hit by this move, without Izanagi, there would be no bones left. How many secrets and powers does Nine-Tails have? If the container can control Nine-Tails perfectly, it will definitely become the strongest guardian in the village. Like 8-Tails Jinchuriki at Cloud Shinobi Village. Get out of the way, this is a terrible move. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Yagyu Satoru who hadn't moved in the sky. Don't make noise, just watch the show. Yagyu Satoru raised a finger, and the huge-tailed beast bomb stopped in front of him as if stationary. Terrible chakra, what will happen to me if I get hit by this? Yagyu Satoru looked at tailed beast bomb with a calm attitude. Seeing that Yagyu Satoru seemed to be playing, Sarutobi Hiruzen shouted, "Stop messing around and stop Naruto, that this Yagyu Satoru is good no matter what, but his personality is too casual, and he has an attitude of doing whatever he wants." Yagyu Satoru threw the tailed beast bomb far away. The tailed beast bomb flies far and destroys a mountain. In full view, a small mushroom cloud slowly rose in the distance. 5 seconds have passed, let's play next time. Yagyu Satoru teleported to appear in front of Naruto in Seven Tails form, and a light blue chakra emerged from his 5 fingers, and then pressed on Naruto's abdomen. Seal inside. Yagyu Satoru injected chakra into Naruto's sealing barrier. As Yagyu Satoru seals, the runaway Uzumaki Naruto is quiet, and the red chakra covering his whole body gradually returns to the sealing barrier. The tails disappeared one by one. After all the red chakra disappeared, Naruto the whirlpool returned to his usual state, and passed out on the ground exhausted. A look of shock flashed in Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes. Yagyu Satoru can easily suppress Seven Tails Naruto who has a huge chakra. This kid is suitable to be Hokage to guard the village. Shimura Danzo looked at Uzumaki Naruto back to normal, and then at Yagyu Satoru who was unharmed, feeling jealous. He is very clear about himself, and there is no way to stop Uzumaki Naruto in Seven Tails form just now. If he forcibly stops it, it may be difficult to retreat completely, and even a lot of Sharingan will be wasted, but Yagyu Satoru was unharmed and could easily do what Shimura Danzo couldn't. This Yagyu Satoru's blood succession boundary is indeed very enviable. Shimura Danzo looked at Yagyu Satoru, feeling a sense of crisis in his heart. This kid will definitely be, the old man will be a hindrance to Hokage. Sarutobi Hiruzen and Shimura Danzo, neither of them spoke, but each had their own thoughts. Yagyu Satoru looked at the sleeping Naruto and muttered thoughtfully, "It's not as powerful as I imagined, but if the fox kid can completely control this chakra, he should be able to support himself, right?" That a light blue chakra emerged from Yagyu Satoru's palm, and pressed against Uzumaki Naruto's abdomen. As chakra healed, Uzumaki Naruto's burned skin recovered little by little. Seeing it, Sarutobi Hiruzen, after Naruto recovered, gave Yagyu Satoru a hard look, and accused, "It's just nonsense. Who would release Nine Tails Fox just to threaten him and Danzo?" So Yagyu Satoru, the biggest goal should be to test the power of Nine Tails with a playful mentality, right? What a nonsense. Yagyu Satoru looked at Shimura Danzo in the distance, waved with a smile, and said, "Shall we go to barbecue together? Let me talk to you, how cute Xiaojiang is." "Humph, I don't have time to mess around with you." Shimura Danzo turned and left, feeling so humiliated for the first time. Threatened with Nine Tails, they still praise Tsunade for being cute and Yagyu Satoru for being the most handsome. Sarutobi Hiruzen adjusted his emotions and said with a gentle smile, "I will leave Naruto to you. You have the will of fire in your heart. I believe you will shine a light on the village." "Old man, you are talking nonsense, I will burn your beard." Yagyu Satoru smiled slightly. He was a good young man who respected the old and loved the young. He hates theories the most, and he can do whatever he wants. "I'll give you a piece of advice, extreme things will reverse." Yagyu Satoru picked up Uzumaki Naruto, just as he was about to leave. "This is a letter to you from Tsunade, who used to be my best student." Sarutobi Hiruzen took out a letter and threw the envelope towards Yagyu Satoru, then Sarutobi Hiruzen uses blink to leave. "Shout Tsunade's letter." Yagyu Satoru caught the envelope, opened it and looked at the contents. The letter consisted of only 2 sentences. "The weather is cold, wear more. I'll escape the debt first, see you later, the most beautiful Tsunade." Yagyu Satoru chuckled and put the letter in his pocket. "This is..." Uzumaki Naruto slowly opened his eyes, scratching his head with a bewildered expression. He just had a dream, dreaming about some childhood experiences. "Let's go, let's eat barbecue." Yagyu Satoru said, the Fox Kid unexpectedly woke up so soon, is it the resilience of the Uzumaki clan? Oh, the barbecue, I'm starving to death. Uzumaki Naruto said with a tired face, covering his stomach, wait, teacher Lu Sheng, I'm going to eat up your wallet. Well, very energetic. Yagyu Satoru smiled with satisfaction. Uzumaki Naruto grabbed the corner of Yagyu Satoru's clothes, scratched his cheek and smiled awkwardly, that. I'm out of strength. Can I trouble teacher Lu Sheng to carry me? Uzumaki Naruto was weak all over, and he really wanted to be carried by someone. After all, he had just dreamed about his childhood experience. When he was a child, he was very envious of those children who could be carried by their parents. That's why I hate brats. Just this once, don't act like a spoiled child to me. Yagyu Satoru sighed, picked up Uzumaki Naruto on his back, and teleported away. Uzumaki Naruto lay on Yagyu Satoru's back, with the corners of his mouth slightly raised, showing a happy smile, and muttered, it's so warm. P.S. Ask for flowers, ask for monthly tickets, ask for evaluation tickets. The little author is here, begging readers, please throw all the data in your hands to me, and smash me to death with data. Celebrate the 7-day-long holiday of National Day and enjoy reading books. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity time, October 1st to October 7th.